Queen had to pass for Wingin' It to be back. Unfortunate circumstances, but I mean, when you're 94 or even up there, it's kind of like, it wasn't expected, but it went lightning quick as Queen Elizabeth is all of a sudden in health jeopardy and then passes. Is she the only queen? Like, is that the only royalty we still have, like from the old ages, that still goes on? It's so bizarre how that's a thing to me over in London.
It's bizarre to me too. Like, does she even actually like have any political power, or is she just like a celebrity? I don't get how it works.
I don't think they have. Well, I think Parliament has, and then like the Prime Minister, but like it's pretty outdated. I don't understand it.
I'm like channeling back to social studies in high school. It's like she just has kind of decorative duties. And then, Parliament's kind of all the law passing stuff. But it's like Prince Charles is 70. He's the memes, of course, had to be weak. Or he's like, she's what? Oh, God. Yeah. All right. He's putting the crown on. Yeah.
Great day for Twitter.
Twitter was on fire for sure.
Yeah. No kidding. I mean, I lived in London. It's like I think even people there are just kind of like, well, what are we doing with a queen? But it was like people were mocking her, which is bad because it was like, but it was, it was somehow a polarizing death, which I didn't realize. What was crazy to me was that she took the crown when she was 26. And it just ruled.
There's a crazy, actually, like if I can find it real quick here. There was like a crazy on Uberfacts that broke down like
what she saw over and kind of.
Or yeah, like how I can't find it right now, but she was just across so many things, and like it's crazy that she was the queen because King Charles I started his reign in 1625. King Charles II began his reign in 1660, and King Charles III didn't start reigning until 2022. So that's how many. I don't know how the succession works, but that's pretty crazy too.
And then I think it's Prince William, who he's like kind of the celebrity, right? With Kate Middleton, I think, who's next in line, and is like, this dude finally gets king, and he's 70. It's like, damn, time's already ticking for him. Did Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine? And was that the most savage thing of life?
Dude, I don't think he did. I saw the video of it. I saw where someone like zoomed in on it, slowed it down. It didn't look like he spit on him.
I thought they were friends. Like I didn't know if he was like messing with them or not, but people were blowing it up on Twitter.
Well, it looked like, he just put his head down and just kind of with his mouth, and it literally, and Chris Pine, I mean, why would Chris Pine react that way? Like he must have felt spittle,
What's the beef there?
The only thing I'm thinking is Olivia Wilde, who I think, didn't she leave Jason Sudeikis for Harry Styles? And now I guess she's with Chris Pine.
Oh, okay.
With Chris Pine?
Maybe. I don't know. I must have, I got to check out People magazine in the grocery store aisle next time. But yeah, I'm not in, that's the only thing I could have pieced together.
Well, the video edits were pretty funny of that too. Like they would make like Harry Styles, like right as he's about to spit, he became like a dragon, and it was like just fire on Chris Pine.
Dude, award shows are eating that up, just like wild shit happening at their events. And then,
they need it for publicity.
Well, do they need this? Young Gravy and Addison's mom, Addison Rae's mom, that is. You guys fuck with this, or a little bit odd?
I think he's kind of a cornball.
Yeah, I liked him at first, but now I'm starting to think he's kind of lame.
He's too cocky now or something.
Yeah.
He's a vibe for sure. Yeah, like I thought he was laid back, and I guess that's his thing. It's helping him kind of, that's his lane, I guess. He is separating. I think his name alone he had to have gone viral. Young Gravy is such a great rapper name.
Yeah.
Have you seen like Addison Rae's dad's TikToks?
Yeah. Speaking of picking your own lanes, those are funny as fuck.
Dude is off the rails.
Yeah.
He's a loser. Like
100%. Yeah.
Like he would not be famous if it wasn't for his daughter, and he's just out here just embarrassing her.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Same with Addison Rae's mom too, right? Like, what does Addison Rae feel about
I
this?
was gonna say, I wonder what she has to think about everything.
Yeah. No, we
She
kind of
hasn't
haven't
said
really heard
anything.
from her since I don't know. I guess she did that Netflix movie, but I feel like we haven't heard from her much.
She probably just doesn't want any attention right now.
Mm-hmm.
With what's going on with her parents? She has 2 or 3 younger brothers too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like her family is hella viral right now, like over her, which has got to be kind of a catch-22 weird. All right, let's knock out our weekly climate change. No gas cars sold in California after 2035. Then their power grid nearly failed. And everyone's like, wait, how are we gonna charge our cars?
Electronic cars.
Yeah.
That it was them mocking someone. They took a picture of someone's driveway in California, and they were using a gas-powered motor to charge their electric vehicle. Like it was like
generator.
a gas generator, yeah. And it's like literally this is the full circle of ironic. Is like so that made me think of that. But
did you guys have to deal with any kind of like, I know Texas had to deal with it last year, but like heat related, like you guys need to like your AC straining or some shit?
I mean, unless the heat, Brennan, do you think the heat was why our power was weird like that for a little bit?
Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think it was hot enough. We personally didn't.
Yeah.
No. There were rolling blackouts here
Right
around us for sure.
Well, it can't be this fucked. Did you see the Jackson, Mississippi drinking water problem where it was like it's contaminated boil order? Which I had a boil order in college once, and I thought it meant I couldn't shower. And I'd like before a job interview, I probably smelled like shit. But yeah, these people are without tap water for 5 days.
Yeah, I think I saw a video of it, like some guy turning a sink on it, just straight brown water coming out. It was disgusting.
I don't think there's anything more nasty than that. Just like brown water out of your tap.
Oh. So what's a boil order? Just if you want to consume it, you got to boil it first.
Bingo.
Okay.
Yeah. Which sounds so unsafe to me, even still. But
sounds like a lot of work until you finally get some water because you got to let it cool off and
like that's got to be like the end of civilization is when our water gets fucked with, on like a national scale.
Yeah.
Oh well. Life expectancy in the U.S. drops from 79 to 76. Most of that was kind of COVID related. Joe Biden is 79 years old. Bro. I mean, my dad's 75. I mean, 70s, I'd probably call it good. That's a full life, upper 70s.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like looking at my grandma who looking once they get to a nursing home, like she'll even tell you, she's like, I mean, she's in assisted living, but she's like,
yeah,
I mean, I can't move and I can't do anything. So I just got to sit here all day. And I'm like, well, that sounds fucking horrible. So like 70s sounds good to me.
My dad, like, he can't hear anymore. It's just like, he refuses to wear hearing aids. He's like, he's always like, yeah, it's selective hearing. I don't want to listen to you.
Such a dad joke.
Yeah, exactly. And like his brother's 10 years older than him. And he's just basically like in his own house, still can't go anywhere. It's like, damn, fire up the PS5.
Yeah.
Moderna sues Pfizer for infringing on their patents. Just a money grab, right? And there's like, the two kingpins making money off of trying to keep us safe. Now they're just suing each other. I thought that was
so. What is they're saying that they're trying to pass off their vaccine?
They're kind of like, hey, Pfizer stole our idea for the vaccine. Like just getting out there.
Well, dude, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
they're both trying to help people.
Yeah, exactly.
But back to Biden, got to give him a little shout out for getting the loan thing done.
I was gonna say, Jack, we didn't talk to you about that. What were your thoughts? The 10K wiped out.
I mean, I thankfully, like my only loans of my own were my 5th year of college, and that pretty much takes care of that. So
yeah. Oh, no way. So like a huge day for you. You celebrated?
Yeah, I mean, and I know people who had to work their way through and pay all their college. I think it's awesome for them. All the boomers who are like, well, we didn't get to do that. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, right. No, that was crazy too. And then going back to the Queen kind of thing, we didn't get your thought. Are you caught up on House of the Dragon?
Dude, I have one more. I watched one last night. I didn't watch the newest one last night, so I have one more.
Dude, I saw someone on Twitter literally was like, House of the Dragon is so good. Like last night's episode specifically, I watched it and I was like, I kept pausing. I'm like, when the hell does it get good? My thing with it is it's sick. Like the action scenes are dope. So it was like episode 1 and 3, which were epic.
I thought thought one was sweet.
There's this one's too much about politics. I feel like it's almost like the West Wing. Like half the scenes are like them just kind of like discussing in the chambers. And I'm like, I feel like, maybe they're stretching it out for 10 episodes, giving us the backstory, but that's my only gripe.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen. I mean, because it's like they're doing like every episode's like a couple years in the future, kind of,
right?
A little bit like that.
I love how I'm seeing on TikTok now, like so many people are doing podcasts about this, how they're like dissecting Game of Thrones and how they've talked about it, how we already know her fate. Like when that shit goes down, that's going to be epic for television.
Dude, I don't know. That just made me think of something else. I don't know how people come up with like conspiracy theories and like talk about shows like that. I saw this dude made 147 tweet thread on if Better Call Saul was based in the Game of Thrones world.
Come on, that's a stretch.
How do you even come up with that?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like insane.
That's a great toilet read for sure. You definitely went through all 147, Jack.
I literally scrolled on the first one and the first thing said, "This is long," and I just exited out.
Well, that brings up a good point. Are y'all hip on something new debuted on Twitter? Twitter Circles. It's kind of like the private Snapchat. I'm thinking like, what is this where you just want to like an excuse to swear and be, explicit on Twitter, or
is it where you tweet, but you can only like a select few people can see it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The private story on Snapchat kind of thing.
So you limit who's getting your content?
It's basically like if you want to block your parents, I feel like is that for maybe like kids in high school, I guess, who are getting to Twitter? Do kids in high school still get Twitters? That's an interesting.
Who knows?
Dude, just make your name not your name and change your picture and just be a savage.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure the reason I have a Twitter is because of like Jack Duncan from high school.
I mean, high school or Twitter was huge when we were in high school, I felt like. I went off of Twitter and I regret it. Like when I was trying to get a job or like in college, I was like, what? I was probably an idiot in high school on Twitter. So I just deleted it. And I was like, I should have just kept it. But
I was definitely the loser who thought Twitter was a personality trait of mine.
Twitter's fire. And I use it for news. I mean, I love it.
No, I like it. I just remember it was the hype in high school. Everyone was downloading it and they're all like, you gotta, like, I remember after I made my screen name or whatever the hell, tag, what do they call it? Your handle. Whenever I made that, someone was like, bro, you messed up. You should have done like Champagne Poppy and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I see now.
What was you had to have a creative one. I was Dill or no Dill.
That's good.
Yeah. Brennan, did you have one or you were always It's Darte?
I was Party Duarte.
That's right.
Mine was first Jack with a six pack, and then I changed it to Jack City. That's what it still is.
Jack with a six pack.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever changed mine, and honestly, I think it's either like Alex B or Alex Bursick, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I still have beef with the dude has just at Jack City with no underscores.
Yeah.
He still hasn't tweeted in fucking 15 years, and he has 4 tweets and a 10-point spread.
Didn't they? I thought I saw something about that whole like thing where you can start to claim like that, like, they're inactive or something.
Yeah, I've looked into it.
Or if you were the guy at the heady play who had at Jack or just at Dylan,
well, like at Jack is Jack Dorsey.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really? Wow, how do you play by him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like I love Twitter so much more. Facebook is, I think they didn't like our Andrew Tate clip because we're banned from advertising on Facebook with pending review. So I gotta check in with them again. I should have put it on my Twitter circle. All right, I've got a recommendation for pizza because I fucking love pizza. I think it's a chain, but it might be only Upper Midwest. Topper's Pizza. Anyone had it? It's like Wisconsin cheese, Alex. It's fucking gas.
Fargo.
Yes. Okay, there you go. Fargo, North Dakota. Yeah, it's like in Wisconsin, in Minnesota. Any listeners out there who may have passed it by, check it out.
Let me double check that because it sounds familiar, but
is it thin or thick crust?
It's like the perfect in between. Remember Vicolo's pizza where it's like thick Sicilian crust? It's kind of like that texture, but medium crust,
Okay.
And it's like a 9-inch pizza was fire, perfect size.
Says they have one at TCU, so Brandon River in Fort Worth.
Yeah, would you guys ever go to Fort Worth? Is that a
Yeah, I've been once. It's only like
I guess it is Dallas Fort Worth. I was thinking of like Lubbock. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's like 45-minute drive, probably.
Yeah. Not bad. All right, just some hypotheticals from me, and then I'll get out of here for the tea with Jack D, as it's good to be back with the fellas. Window or aisle seat? Delta tweeted this out, I think, a couple weeks ago, and it got the mind jogging a little bit for me.
I'm aisle because I'm tall, so I like to I like to have leg room, so I let my leg hang out to the aisle for extra room.
My only beef with that is my foot, because I'm like that too. I'm kind of like sprawled out. My shit gets run over every time by the goddamn beverage cart.
Yeah.
Wait, Brendan, I thought you took the window because your feet would go in, or do you always take the aisle? I thought after that story of you falling asleep on the plane, you always take the window.
No, I still prefer the aisle.
Okay. I'm window for sure.
Really? What are some of your pros versus cons for that?
Well, okay, I'm window if I'm flying with my girlfriend, like I'll take the window.
Right.
Like, if I'm like scrunched in there, I don't really like it. I'd rather have the outside, but
realistically, I don't sleep on planes. Like I don't nap well. So I will look out the window the whole flight, like that's, I guess, my best argument. But for the most part, yeah, it's like you got the wall right there. You don't got to worry about beverage on your left and someone in the middle. So I don't know.
I'd probably go aisle, but my one gripe is, getting run over. You don't have to ask everyone to get up to go to the bathroom. I can't really sleep with my head against like a hard surface on the right side or something. And then, the view is, it's overrated once you get older. Like when, taking off and landing, great. But, the clouds, you're just staring into kind of white most of the time.
You're so right. The last flight I was on, where I had a window seat, I remember I wasn't thinking too much about it, and someone was like, "Oh, like their kid was like there, and they're like, can you open the window so we can see?" And I was like, "Oh, like I didn't even think about that."
That would piss me off. I'd be like, "No," I tried to sleep
in window seat then. Yeah,
I hate flying on like a 10:30 p.m. flight and the whole plane goes dark. And the one motherfucker next to me is using the light to read a book, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta have some class at that point. Yeah, you can't be the guy reading.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Going on 2 weeks that my AC is still not been fixed. What's worse, your AC heater going out, your HVAC, or your Wi-Fi going out? I guess you Dallas guys just experienced that.
Well, yeah, we got to tell that story too.
What happened? So your Wi-Fi went out?
So our Wi-Fi went out, right? Because we had this. It's been like randomly like monsooning here. Like it's done it like twice. Like cars were literally getting dragged away, like Jesus. Flooding, like, and so it knocked our Wi-Fi out, and like we like did everything to reset it, and we could not fucking figure it out. So Brennan literally for like 48 hours, because he didn't have a hotspot or anything, just watched TikTok in the living room. Like literally didn't have his car because it was parked somewhere else, like did not move, but that's besides the point. But we like are trying everything to fix it, and we can't fucking fix it. And so we have this appointment, and they tell us they can't come till Thursday. Oh. So then fucking Wednesday night, I finally walk by it, and I'm like, wait a sec, both lights are green now. And our other roommate was like, He was like, no, like I already tried it. Didn't make sense, or it's not working. And then it clicked in my head. I was like, since we fucking manually reset it, it probably went back to the AT&T name and not like what we had named it.
Oh,
And
okay.
we plugged it into the wrong port, so that's why it kept turning red. But long story short, I went and looked on the side of the box, and we sat there, and it was right, like the AT&T name. And we sat there for like 3 days, literally.
Come on.
Yeah.
Were you guys pissed, or is just you're just glad to get it back?
I was relieved.
Yeah, because like he had to go work at Platz's, I had to go work somewhere else. Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
it was a bitch, but we got it now. But AC probably for me because I have a hot spot. But
Yeah,
It just depends on the weather.
Yeah. It hasn't been like it's gotten as high as, oh my God, last week was terrible. This week it actually got like 70s and like down to the 50s at night, which was nice. But like it was got as hot as 81 in here. And I was like, my dogs were troopers. It was terrible. Like now it's like 70.
I can't sleep like that.
I know. I was surprised. Like I thought it was going to be unlivable. And I was, I got through it. Like,
So why haven't they fixed it yet?
It was just so I have like this home service plus where it's like I pay monthly for the ability to them to like come fix everything for free, like appliance wise. But it's the trouble with that is they'll book you out. They're like, hey, this is, it's like, hey, we can't get a guy out to our other paying customers. Like, I don't, they're kind of jipping me, honestly. Now that I talk it out.
Yeah, pay us up front. We promise to have good service.
Yeah, right. Monthly, and then 2 weeks comes by. But at least they like it's it's gone out a couple times. Maybe we just have to get a new one, but like not having to pay every single time has been nice at least.
It's massive actually.
Zach and Julie's hotel. So Zach Kelly, shout out, just got married. He's on his honeymoon in Hawaii now. We walk into this hotel room. I'm like, I like it cold, like I assume you do as well, Jack. But this bitch was 56. It was set to 56. In the hotel room. It's like it was a fridge. It was a beer cooler. Yeah. Oh well. All right. So here are my recommendations. We got Jack's to come as well. Atlanta, funny as hell. So like season 1 and season 2, the barbershop episode, I was crying laughing. It was funny as fuck. And I'm rewatching Curb, which is awesome with Larry David.
I still need to check out Atlanta. I like Childish Gambino.
Yeah, no, for sure. Season was it was a little all over the place, but then the 4th season comes out. That's why I just started binging it. All right, so let's get to the tea with Jack D.
So yeah, we already went over the Queen. Elon Musk's college ex-girlfriend is auctioning off never before seen photos of him.
Who?
Elon Musk's from college has like never before seen photos just of him like sitting in his dorm, and they're like already expected to sell for like over 10K a piece.
Well, that one that always goes around. There's a few. I guess it depends who you follow, but I always see one used of Elon back in like I don't know if it's like high school, probably more college era, but it's one of those like when he's in his dorm room just working and like everyone else is out partying. So it's used as like a motivational thing, but it's always the same photo. So I am curious, like what other photos of him.
Yeah, I think I've seen the one you're talking about, but yeah.
Imagine if you had like Elon's notes or something from college, like that would probably go for some shit. Yeah, it was probably taken with what, like a Kodak. My dad, we passed this like building and I didn't realize at the time. My dad was like, "Oh, Olympus, that was like my first camera," and I'm like, how is that business probably doing? Now that the camera's on your goddamn phone.
It's crazy. Mufasa, the Lion King prequel, will be released in 2024, like the real people Lion King. So.
The live action. Did you guys see the Lion King?
Not the live action one.
I did.
Did you like it yet? Like, I don't know if that's for me. Yeah.
It's like watching real. It's like there's only so much of like watching a real animal talk. You can like in some of those dog movies, it's fine, but like watching a bunch of lions talk, it's like, dude,
right?
Even in Narnia, watching whatever that character's name is,
centaur or whatever.
No, the lion, right? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But even that, like they did it really well for when that came out, but it was still just like same thing. It is hard to watch a lion
Like as
talk.
you grew, it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Isn't there a live action Aladdin coming out, which I guess is a little bit more believable, but then they got the genie.
I thought it came out.
That already did come out.
Did it? Okay. Well, yeah, wasn't Will Smith the genie? That's
Yeah, and it blew.
tank. Yeah.
It was awful. I like walked in theaters and I was like, this is so bad.
They've got Aladdin live action 57%.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay, what else do we have? A mom has sex with 2 different men in the same day and gives birth to twins that have different dads. Both sperms fertilize the same egg or something. So they literally have different dads with their twins.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. But she gave birth to them at the same time. Apparently they kind of look alike, but they did the test on them or something and
they all live together in just like a freaking house.
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually funny. Dylan, what you just said. I worked with a guy out in Colorado who had 2 baby mamas, and he's like at work one day, he's like, I'm trying to get them to move in together. And he's like, dude, we'd save so much money. And I'm like, that's just not good.
Imagine how that combo would go over. I mean, Nick Cannon, like what's he doing? What's Thanksgiving like for Nick Cannon? He's like, all right, I got 9 flights to make.
He has money though.
Yeah, true. The P-Jet.
Apple unveiled the new iPhone 14 and the new AirPods. I did not see what else they unveiled, but they just
iOS 16, which I actually it's actually kind of funky. I just downloaded. It's like if I can do it. It's like the clock is bigger. Like that's just kind of like the display is the only thing.
Yeah.
The GOs. Go on.
I was gonna say, and what iOS 16 can do is you can now send and edit texts. So
and emails too, which I don't understand how they do that too. But it's like, do you have to be like quick with it? Like it's like, damn, do you have 5 seconds or some shit?
Like it says how like how I have messages on this old Mac computer that still come through. Like if it's not updated, then I'd still be able to see it on my computer.
Oh, okay.
It would only so you need to make sure all your devices are synced up if you're going to do some sketchy shit.
Gotcha.
You're going to understand.
Yeah.
Juul will pay $400 million for to 34 states because they marketed to teens and teens got sick. So that was the settlement amount, was $440 million.
And so now they're good, right? It's probably like, I mean, I assume that's kind of not pennies to them, but they'll be able to move on.
Yeah, they'll be able to move on, but I don't even know how much where are they allowed to market more,
I would argue though, God, they blitzed it so hard and almost word of mouth kind of took over too. It's like everyone kind of knows what Juuls are, right? And Juul is that I think they could get away with.
But I think these are more look like something a kid would want to grab more than a
sure.
Juul.
I haven't seen those marketed. I think that's just kind of word of mouth too, right? Yeah. I don't even know what that's called. I just call it a vape.
Yeah, this one's an elf bar, apparently.
Yeah.
All right.
So Rockstar posted a thank you letter to everyone who helped make GTA 5. So everyone thinks that means they were saying their farewell and that GTA 6 is on the way.
Jesus, they've worked longer on the thank you note than they have on GTA 6.
Yeah.
Dude, a while ago, so I like following a lot of gaming stuff. And a while ago, I'd say within the past year, 7 months or so, there was a big talk in the gaming community about GTA 5 versus GTA 6 and how long it's been and all this stuff. And there was all these efforts being oh, we're not working on GTA 6. That's not a thing. And then sure enough, just a few months down the road, enough fan pressure, it seems like now they're moving on to GTA 6 pretty quick. And it's all right, well, there's that. Skate's coming out too, if anyone's a big Skate fan.
Yeah, Skate 4, I think.
I like Skate.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun one. Hopefully.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva, October 29th. Who you think he'll win, Dylan, or what?
He's favored, and I was like, damn, I'm like, Anderson Silva's a legend. And I went back and looked, like, he hasn't won a fight in forever too. He's kind of like Woodley, except I just saw the face off, like he's bigger than Jake Paul, which is interesting, but he's a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't know, boxing might be interesting, but he's a guy who's gonna like work hard at it, like I feel like he's gonna actually train and try and win this shit.
Yeah,
I wanna watch more like celebrity boxing shit. Like
It's
I'm
in
not
right
gonna,
now. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go buy this fight as much as I would if like you told me two actors that had beef like signed up to do like the rough and rowdy type
Yeah,
thing.
Chris Pine and Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Did you see fucking Le'Veon Bell knock out AP?
yeah,
That was
Yep.
insane.
he slept his ass. Yeah,
Oh my God. I thought AP would destroy him.
Yeah,
Until he left his face open.
Oh,
yeah, that was crazy. Texas officials confirm the first death in the U.S. of a person with monkeypox.
wow.
So, yeah.
How about polio is now a health emergency or national state emergency in New York? Yeah.
Yeah, that was my next thing. Was New York declared polio a state of emergency? How about that? The Bed Bath and Beyond CFO who was being sued for like billions of dollars worth of fraud, and he jumped off he killed himself off a high rise in New York.
Dude, that's like, so you remember that scene out of what's The Big Short, where like the guy's brother like committed suicide that way from Wall Street. Yeah, it's how about the guy who like assembled like millions of dollars from his parents or something, and he's like, I just have to put it in Bed Bath and Beyond, and he like netted like 21 mil because they had like that weird weak bounce, and then now it's like fraud. Everyone now it's just tanking.
Yeah, wasn't that kid like 19 years old or something?
Yeah,
he went
he's like, yeah, he amassed friends and family and got 7 million. I'm like, good God,
yeah,
where are those friends and family?
That's crazy. This is pretty crazy. I don't know what it's effective the fall 2023 semester, but I don't know how you like qualify for it. But Princeton is offering free tuition to students whose families earn less than $100,000 a year, starting because they said they want to, give everyone a chance from diverse backgrounds to learn. But that seems kind of crazy for an Ivy League school to do that.
That's got to be so selective too. But yeah, at least they widen the pool.
Yeah. The U.S. Navy says it will not release any more UFO videos because they would harm national security.
God, these guys are pulling our leg all goddamn year. I thought you were going to say the U.S. Navy. Did you see that shit with the SEALs? Where New York Times, they like investigated, like they had to, like some guy died like because of the training, so they did this whole investigation, and now it's like they're doing an internal investigation and shit.
Dude, that happens so much too over the past like several years.
And they went in deep into it because they hired like this new guy, and he was just like, he was literally like J.K. Simmons from fucking Whiplash.
Dude, it's wild. Like just the one buddy's brother tried out, and I think 3 different times failed the buds due to hypothermia. It's like like things like that you're just like, it's wild. And then you're like, well, no duh, people probably die in this shit if most people are getting hypothermia and such.
And they were detailing how like the abuse was like they viewed, puking or sitting out or being sick or hypothermia as you being weak. And it's like, no, it's like, get a clue.
Fail. It's like, what?
Okay, the baby who's on the cover of the Nirvana album,
Platz's favorite,
lost the lawsuit to Nirvana because he said he was suing them for emotional distress for commercially marketing his child. I don't want to say that word because it'll probably get taken off YouTube, but child, like,
Sure.
Yeah. But that's
Facebook.
Yeah. But, so yeah, there's that. And then yesterday was 9/11. Everyone remember 9/11.
Dude, my birthday's today, so I never forget. Like, when I was 9/11, I was turning 7, and I'm living in Connecticut. My mom works on Wall Street. And I'm just like a little kid, just like, hey, where's my presents? And I walk in, my mom's just bawling, because she lost people she knew. Yeah. So, and every year it's like, and 9/11 is a haunting memory. We're so 28 today. Bro, post 25 birthdays, like you almost don't even want to have them. It's like, you're like in denial, you're a year older. Brent, you're coming up the same month, right? You're going to be 27.
I'll be 27 at the end of this month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Jack, are you coming up on 25 eventually?
Yeah, no, I'm 25. Saturday
25.
is my half birthday though.
Okay, fire.
Nice.
The worst part about your birthday is getting the emails from businesses over the years you're not even in contact. Happy birthday, Dylan. We miss you from our Smile Design Dentistry. Yeah. Oh, well. All right. Good to be back, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Crew's back here on Winging It.